Guys, imagine you are Luka Doncic and you break down the defense, get to your spot, throwing a smooth pass, and who you find wide open in the corner is JaVale McGee instead of Christian Wood. JaVale was spotted up so smooth that honestly, I think that PJ Tucker would be proud. Shout out to the soon-to-be 35-year-old JaVale McGee and his agency, because the Mavericks gave him a glorious contract this offseason. With the Mavericks voicing their need for rebounding this past year, I was a bit shocked that they didn't make a run at Drummond, who signed a 2-year deal with the Chicago Bulls for under $7 million. I thought and still think that Drummond contract was an absolute bargain. Guys, in the comments below, I want to know what you rate the Mavericks offseason on a scale of 1 to 10. Personally, I thought it was a very telling one, and we'll get into that, but first, today's video is brought to you guys by Ridge Wallet, the guys that have actually perfected the modern wallet. Ridge offers a super sleek and slim wallet that has been my everyday wallet for a while now, and after owning this one, I don't think that I'll ever go back. Now, though the Ridge wallet is slim, it's also durable, and it's so durable that it comes with a lifetime warranty, meaning that you quite literally might never have to own another wallet. It's also strong and can hold up to 12 cards. Now I know what you guys are thinking, and yes, there is room for cash. Guys, Ridge also has a ton of styles. With over 30 designs and styles to choose from, your wallet can look as nice as it is reliable. And if wallets just aren't your thing, they also just introduced these really nice key holders. My favorite part about Ridge is that they'll let you test drive their product for 99 days, and if you don't love it, you can simply send it back. Get the best offer right now by heading over to ridge.com/GetLikeCoop and saving up to 40% on your product through December 22nd. Again, guys, that's ridge.com/GetLikeCoop. This is an offer that you'll definitely want to take advantage of before it's gone. Last year, when Luka Doncic didn't play in the regular season, the Mavericks were 8-9. In their last 6 games, they would go 5-1. Though that 5-1 came against bad teams, I have some serious doubt that this team would be able to do that right now, bearing some change. Not long ago, I just had to watch this team with no Luka fall to the Houston Rockets. Now, you guys know I love my Rockets, but they've been playing some bad basketball this season. So much talent, yet so much bad basketball. It's honestly infuriating. Let's go beyond the regular season. In last season's playoffs, the Mavericks would be able to rip off 2 massive wins against the Jazz with no Luka Doncic. And this was in large part due to the hot play of Mavericks guard at the time, Jalen Brunson. This offseason, there would be some major sleeping on Brunson's impact and what he meant to this Mavericks team. This year, Brunson is up to 20.8 points, 6.7 assists, and 3.4 rebounds on 49.6% from the field. What's fun about this percentage is that he's only shooting 29.7% from 3, which is much more likely an outlier than a sign of things to come, meaning that Brunson still has another level that he can take things to. The unfortunate reality for Dallas is that going into this offseason, they really never had much of a chance to retain Brunson, and that's sort of their own fault at the same time. Reportedly, last offseason he wanted a 4-year, $55 million extension, but the Mavericks said, you know what, we're good at this time, and they never made an offer. Though losing Brunson for nothing would be less than ideal, earlier in the offseason, the Mavericks would trade for Christian Wood. The Christian Wood trade was a shock to me, because though Christian Wood has had some problems earlier in his career, the Mavericks were able to acquire this 6'10 do-it-all big that has star potential for incredibly cheap. At the time of the Christian Wood trade, the Rockets would receive Boban, Sterling Brown, Trey Burke, Marquise Chris, the rights to Ty Washington, and 2 future second-round picks, while Minnesota would get the rights to Walker Kessler and the rights to Wendell Moore Jr. Memphis, they would get the rights to Jake LaRavia, while the Mavericks, out of all of this mess, would receive Christian Wood. As I said earlier, the Mavericks would make out like bandits in this situation. But them making out like bandits wouldn't stop Jason Kidd from going full Jason Kidd. Which in this situation, I sort of understand it. You want to make Wood earn everything because he's had some problems in the past. But in my opinion, that doesn't make it any less comical. Going into this season, Jason Kidd would say, I don't need him to be the microwave, I just need him to be Christian Wood. Wood would start this season on the bench for the Dallas Mavericks. Against the Nuggets November 20th, Christian Wood would only play for 17 minutes and 1 minute and 51 seconds in the fourth quarter. After the game, he'd say that the Mavs don't prep him before games about second half playing time, saying things like, "I have no clue and I would love to play more. I voiced that several times, but I'd just play my role." The hint of frustration on Wood's end is easy to understand because it's all sort of weird. Despite doing basically everything right since arriving in Dallas, including looking incredible on the basketball floor, averaging 17.3 points and 7.8 rebounds on 58.5% from the field and 44.7% from three very early in the season, Jason Kidd would have no interest in starting Christian Wood. Guys, the efficiency here for a big who takes a good number of jump shots is off the charts, and it's still really good even if he wasn't a jump shooter. Mind you that he's averaging 17.3 points and only 25.3 minutes per game. If Wood was playing 36 minutes per game, assuming all things remain the same, he'd be pushing 25 points a game and 11 boards. And let's just say at this moment, Dallas is a team that could use that sort of added production on offense. Guys, here's what Jason Kidd had to say when he addressed Christian Wood's playing time.
For C. Wood, he's doing, in the first game against Denver, he did everything well. In that first half, we look at Josh and we look at Davis, gives us a spark. And now it becomes, we were sluggish. We held, Luka out for a minute there in the fourth to let that group run. So it's a matter of who's going well. There's no guarantee, you earn your minutes. And so every game is different. This isn't CYO where you're allowed to play because of whatever reason. This is a team, and Davis and JaVale and Greeny did a great job for their teammates to give them a chance to win. And so, minute-wise, also, you look at the roster. The roster's heavy. We got a lot of bigs, and the beauty of this too is Maxi's out. So when Maxi comes back, someone has to be unselfish, and that's what good teams can do. They can be unselfish. It's not about minutes or scoring. It's about winning. And so for C. Wood, his minutes will go up. We're only. This is just the start of the journey. We're 16 games into this, and so I see his minutes going up. But we do have a roster of bigs.
This is not exactly a ringing endorsement, and it's even a bit ironic because Reggie Bullock and Tim Hardaway Jr. have struggled for a large part of this season. According to Grant Afseth, in November, these two have had the lowest field goal percentage among players who have attempted at least 50 field goals. Meanwhile, Christian Wood, who has been amazing offensively, and Josh Green, who is a burst of energy that reminds you a lot of Josh Hart, just the high energy sort of player that any contender can use. Also, this guy's playmaking has improved, and did I mention that Josh Green is a monster athlete? In 103 minutes with Luka Doncic, Josh Green, and Christian Wood on the floor, the Mavericks have a 129.8 offensive rating and a 94.5 defensive rating, resulting in a 35.3 net rating. This three-man combo actually has the highest net rating in the NBA. That's tough and great news for Dallas fans. More great news for Dallas fans is that according to reports, a move to the starting lineup appears imminent for Christian Wood. Recently, when Kidd was asked if he was still hard and fast about bringing Wood off the bench, he said, "I'm not hard and fast about anything." Kidd said that Doncic and Wood played well together, which was obvious to everybody, and they have a great connection. In my opinion, the Mavericks roster isn't currently great, but it does have some pieces that are able to exceed expectations, and they really just need the proper coaching and scheme to do so. Remember guys, Luka Doncic can only do so much, and he's really playing the way that he's playing right now because he has to. I mean, this guy is going 17 of 28 from the field for 42 points and still coming out with L's. Given that this that I'm referencing was to the Boston Celtics, my point still remains the same. As we all know, I'm all in on Jaden Hardy, and I did a video on him before the season started. Well, it just so happens that Hardy has been tearing up the G League, averaging almost 28 points a game, 4.3 rebounds, and 3.3 assists. The efficiency is very good also. He quite literally looks like a player that is too good for the G League right now, which is what you want to hear if you're a Mavericks fan, because his development is very important for the future of this franchise, as it desperately needs more competent playmakers and shot creators. Just guys that could really put pressure on the other team. If anybody wants another Hardy video relatively soon, let me know. You guys know I've been bringing you videos that you request. With that in mind, I still do have some Raptors fans mad at me. That video is coming, but Sacramento fans, I had to come through for y'all. Guys, let me know what you think of everything down in the comments below. Clicking the video on the screen right now is a great way to support my channel. I'm GETLIKECOOP, bringing you guys the scoop. Until our next upload.